We're going to go over the heart real quick. To start off, I wanted to do a quick drawing to kind of give you a good conceptual idea of the basic heart structures and how the blood flows through them. So to make this real easy, you can just do a big, silly Valentine's type heart. In the heart, there's 4 chambers. You have 2 atria. This is like an A. And then 2 ventricles. These are basically like V's. Like if we had that, it'd be a V. Same thing on this side. Between the atria and the ventricles, you're going to have an atrioventricular valve. So same thing on both sides. That valve is going to connect the two. One thing, left and right, those are going to be determined based on the person whose heart it is, not your left and right. So anatomical position, that person's left and right. So this will be your right atria, right atrioventricular valve, right ventricle. Now from the right ventricle, you're going to have a vessel that comes up, goes out this way, over to, I'm just going to join these to make it easier, over to the lungs. It's going to split and go into each of the lungs. Wow, that is a terrible lung. Oh well. So blood is going to come in this way. This is your vena cava, which you don't have to worry about too much this week, but blood is going to return from the body through the vena cava. Going this way, it's going to come into the right atrium, go through the right atrioventricular valve, and into the right ventricle. From there, when that ventricle compresses, it's going to go out this vessel. It's going to pass through the pulmonary semilunar valve. So this is going to be your pulmonary vein. It's a vein because artery, pulmonary artery. It's an artery because it's going away from the heart, even though it's still going to have deoxygenated blood. So deoxygenated blood is going to go through this artery to the lungs. And from the lungs, you're going to have oxygenated blood that's going to come back, a separate vessel. This is going to be your pulmonary vein. Once it comes, better use a different color here. Once it gets back, it's going to enter the left ventricle through the pulmonary veins. It's going to go through the left atrioventricular valve. This is a atria, sorry. It's going to enter the left atria through the left atrioventricular valve into the left ventricle. And then from there, it's going to go out the aorta. The aorta is going to kind of arch up here, which will be next week. We'll discuss that. But you're going to have another semilunar valve. So your blood's going to come in here and then go up here. This is oxygenated blood going back to the body. So when this ventricle contracts, it's going to push it up here and then out to the body. Now, once that contraction is over and the ventricle relaxes, that blood's going to kind of want to come back down. So when it does, it's going to get caught in these little cups, and that's going to close that semilunar valve. It's essentially the same setup on the left and right sides. So that is blood flow in and out of the heart. if you're thinking about it, looking at it this way, the blood should come out or come from the body in, back out to the lungs, and then returning from the lungs, it's going to come in and back out to the body. So you end up kind of with this W type thing, or a V that's mirrored. So hopefully that helps you out there with it conceptually.